What's up guys, my name is Devin and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be doing another episode of the What Players Wear on the Field. And today we're going to be talking about Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Jaxon Smith Njigba. Just in case you guys are new to the series or just need a quick refresher, what we do is we take a player for this episode. It's going to be JSN. And we talk about their gear head to toe, helmets, cleats, gloves, and everything else. We're going to tell you guys what the gear is, a little bit about it, and where you guys can even purchase it for yourself. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys comment down below who you guys want to see featured on next Friday's video. We do look at the comments, and the next couple weeks we're going to start to look at guys on playoff teams. So if you guys want to comment somebody on a team that's still alive in the playoffs. Without further ado, let's get into the video. As always, we got to start off up top, which means it's time to talk about the helmet. This season, JSN has been rolling with the Schutt F7 2.0. Now, of course, you guys probably know this by now, but the Schutt F7 is another one of the most popular helmets in football. It's been around for a little bit now, but the new 2.0 is the best Schutt option on the market. On top of the helmet, these have Schutt's tectonic plates that rotate independently from the rest of the shell to help disperse some of that rotational impact and protect your head. It's a 5-star rated helmet and my personal favorite helmet on the entire market. I feel like I talk about that a lot. I think that they just look amazing on skill players, and I love how they feel on your head. They're cozy and they give you a really safe feel as well. If you guys want to grab one for yourself, Schutt has them for about $500 or so over on their website. Now, of course, he's got to have a face mask. He's rolling with the F7-EGOP-NB-VC Facemask. Now, this is a classic look for a Schutt helmet. For some reason, these helmets just look awesome with the EGOP style face mask. The eye guards up top are also one of my favorite looks for a wide receiver. I mentioned it in the Marvin Harrison Jr. video, but I'll say it again. The EGOP mask on a wide receiver are the mark of a great receiver in my eyes. My mind instantly goes to guys like AB, Julio Jones, and AJ Green, who all rocked eye guards. Overall, it's a very clean look for JSN. If you guys want to grab this face mask for yourself, Green Gridiron has them on their website for $72. The next piece of this helmet setup that we're going to talk about is the visors. He doesn't typically roll with one in-game, but occasionally he'd wear the Oakley Legacy visor in their clear Prizm. The Legacy visor plastic fits on the F7 and many other helmets pretty good, and then the Prizm tech from Oakley claims to help block out the light and help players hone in on important things like the football. If you guys want to grab one of these Oakley Legacy visors in their clear Prizm, they're on Green Gridiron for about $75. For some pregame warm-ups, he has pulled out a different visor with a little bit more flare, the Oakley Legacy visor in their Prizm Jade colorway. Now, this visor has a greenish purple tint to it and looks pretty insane. These colored visors from Oakley are some of the best in the game and always a good look. A visor in general is just a good addition to any helmet setup because they just look so amazing, and they also give you some added eye protection. If you guys want to get this visor, I'm pretty sure it's around the $75 to $85 mark over on Green Gridiron. The next thing we're going to talk about is his chin strap. JSN has opted to upgrade the stock chin strap to the Sportstar Victory chin strap. The Sportstar chin straps are simply the best in the game, and they do absorb more impact than any other chin strap on the market. JSN rocks his in the all white due to the league's rules, but you guys can get them in a whole bunch of other colorways. If you guys want to grab one for yourself, Green Gridiron has them for about $32 on their website. Speaking of chin straps, let us tell you guys about a little accessory that JSN does not wear, a Drymax chin saver. Here's Tony with all the info on Drymax.
Today's video is brought to you by Drymax. Now, if you're familiar with our channel, you've seen Drymax on a ton of guys across the NFL, including CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Ramsey, Justin Herbert, and Jamar Chase. But honestly, we could be here for a really long time if we went through every guy in the NFL that wears Drymax chin savers or their socks. And we actually have videos explaining how the technology works in the Drymax socks and the Drymax chin savers you can check out too. Essentially, Drymax is a company that specializes in moisture transfer and antimicrobial products. They sell the chin saver, which comes in the tube and the easy on and off version with that strip of Velcro. And they sell tons of different sock styles worn by different guys across the league. Here's how it works. The super hydrophobic Drymax fiber layer that rests against your chin is also infused with coupon copper. That copper releases millions of ions, which helps improve your skin's health and appearance. Worn regularly next to your skin, the coupon copper has been proven to improve your skin's elasticity, softness, appearance, tone, and texture. The most important part for me though is the hydrophobic fibers, which pulls all the moisture away from your skin, keeping you dry. This is why the socks are so popular in the league, keeping your feet dry and odor free. Now, if you want to learn more about Drymax socks and their chin saver covers, visit all the links down below where we have links to both of our videos we put out and their website. Again, thanks to Drymax for sponsoring this video. Back to it.
Just something to keep in mind as you guys watch this video, every single product we talk about will be linked down in the description below, so you guys can directly shop JSN's locker down there. Up next, we got to talk about mouth guards. This season, JSN has been rocking with the Vedex lip guard mouth guards. He has worn them this season in two colors, white and black. Vedex lip guards have been a staple in football for decades. They're inexpensive, they come in a ton of colors and do the job of a mouth guard. JSN even uses his mouth guard. He actually has it in his mouth. A lot of guys these days just kind of leave it hanging, but he's actually using it. If you guys want to get one of these for for yourself, Amazon has them in a ton of different colors for about 12 bucks. The next thing we're going to talk about is shoulder pads. This season, JSN has been rolling with the Douglas shoulder pads. Now, it's a little bit tough to see exactly which model it is because obviously it's hidden by his jersey, but I'd assume it's one of their pro skill options. Douglas has a couple different models for skill players, and they also fully allow you to kind of customize the colors of the pads. Overall, they're a pretty popular brand of shoulder pads across the league and one of the longest standing brands in football. I went over to Dick's Sporting Goods and it looks like most of their pro level shoulder pads are about 600 bucks. Next up, it's time to talk about one of the most important accessories for wide receivers, the gloves. This season, JSN has rolled with two different models. The first one we're going to talk about is the Nike Superbad 7. He has worn these in two colorways this season, royal blue and white, and then black and white. It appears JSN is not quite yet on Nike's PE list, so these are just some general public release colorways. The Superbad 7 is the newest padded receiver glove by Nike and surprisingly a popular choice among NFL wide receivers. Typically, the Superbad line is for big skill guys, but the 7.0 has thin enough padding where guys are comfortable rocking them at wide receiver. They also have sticky matting grip plus palms and do a pretty good job helping JSN catch the rock. If you guys want to grab a pair of these, Dick's Sporting Goods has them in a couple different colorways for about 60 bucks. The other pair of gloves he's worn this season is the predecessor to the Superbad 7.0, the Superbad 6.0. He's worn these in three different colors, white and black, navy and white, and then action green and blue. Again, these aren't PEs, just some regular Seahawks colorways. The action green is especially nice. It's such a bright and cool color that you guys can't get. These aren't a general release colorway, but they are perfect for the Seahawks. Just like the Superbad 7, these are a padded receiver glove. It's nice to have the grip of a skill glove with a little bit of added protection on the back of hand. If you guys want to grab a pair of these are also 60 bucks over on Dick's Sporting Goods. Next up, it's time to talk about the cleats, and JSN has pulled out 7 different pairs this season. The cleat he's rolled with the most is the Nike Vapor Edge 360 Pro 2 in a couple of PE colorways and then a couple regular issue colorways as well. He's worn them in action green and blue, black and gray, white, blue and gray, and then pink, white, and black. Now, the main reason you can tell some of these are PEs aside from the custom colorways is because the front part of the traction plate on some of these is from the old Vapor Carbon traction plate. You can tell it's a little bit different from the standard front plate on the Edge traction plate. If you compare the black pair that he wore to the pink or green pair, you can see the difference in that front part of the traction plate. On his PEs, the front plate is this old style traction from the Nike Vapor Carbon Elite 2014, and then on the black pair he has the regular front plate from the Edge plate. Some Nike guys just don't love the new Edge plate, so they opt for this one instead. Other than that, it seems to be a pretty standard pair of Nike Vapor Edge 360 Pro 2s. These have a nice ankle collar, a tight fit, and have been a very popular pair of cleats this season. If you guys want to grab a pair of these for yourself, Dick's Sporting Goods has them with the regular Edge plate for 135 bucks. The next pair of cleats he's worn this season is the Nike Vapor Edge 360 VC. He wore these in the Lime Blast colorway, which released a little bit earlier this season. The Nike Vapor Edge 360 VC was one of the first OG cleats that Nike tweaked and brought back to the public. The iconic Nike Vapor Carbons from 2014, these right here, are one of the most beloved cleats from Nike's golden era, but this updated version has the Edge plate. It's a very raw, snappy cleat and gives you a really good feel of the turf. Overall, they're just a great skill cleat. If you guys want to get a pair in the same Lime Blast colorway, they're on go from anywhere from 160 up to 300, depending on what size you need. Up next, we've got another iconic pair that Nike has brought back, the Nike Vapor Edge 360 UT. JSN has worn these twice this season, one in a blue-white colorway and then the other in a silver-green Oregon Ducks PE pair. Now, both these colors are sweet, but I am curious how he got his hands on an Oregon PE pair since he is an Ohio State alum. Either way, dope pair of cleats. Like I mentioned, these are one of the classic cleats that Nike brought back, and lots of NFL guys have been wearing them this season. They're one of the best looking cleats of all time, and even though I don't love the Edge plate as much as the OG plate, it still performs pretty good. Personally, I love these cleats. They are a little bit tough to get your hands on right now. They have some on the Dick's Sporting Goods site, but I think they're currently sold out, so not sure if they're going to restock or what, but keep an eye out. The next pair that JSN has pulled out this season is the Nike Diamond Turf 93. He wore these in a white, black, and red colorway, and this colorway was inspired by Deion Sanders' time with the Niners, and I believe these cleats are going to release to the public in a couple of months. Historically, Nike has seeded their upcoming releases out to their best athletes, like JSN, and that's exactly what's happening here. These cleats have the Edge traction plate and sock cuff just like the DT96s and will be a hot release. I can't wait for more pairs to pop up around the NFL during the playoffs, and I can't wait for them to drop to the public. The next pair he's worn this season is another pair of Diamond Turfs. This pair is already released to the public. These are the Nike Diamond Turf 96. He's worn these a couple times this season, once in the white and black pair and then the black and white pair. Both of these colorways dropped earlier this season and have also been a hit throughout the league. These are, of course, a new version of the Diamond Turfs from 1996 and have the Edge traction plate. These are one of the coolest looking cleats on the market in my opinion, but the only place you can really get them is from those resale sites like GOAT and StockX. Next up, we've got my personal favorite pair of cleats he's worn this season, the Nike Vapor Edge Dunk in the Oregon PE colorway. Now this pair is the Oregon Heat Reactive Color Changing colorway. These are an Oregon PE that are only given to the guys at Oregon, so I'm not sure where JSN is sourcing these, but regardless, I love these. The all black dunks are such a clean look, and then the chameleon multicolor look when they heat up is so dope. Again, it's a little bit odd for an OSU guy to be rocking these Oregon cleats, but I guess when the cleats are this dope, it just doesn't matter. Now, if you guys want to get these, as you probably guessed, you really can't unless you go to Oregon or have an insane cleat plug. And if you do, let me know because I want a pair. Last but certainly not least, JSN pulled out a pair of Kobe 6 Grinches when they wore their totally action green uniforms. The greens on these uniforms and these cleats match up pretty perfectly, and I think it should be mandated that all Seahawks players rock these cleats when they wear those uniforms. Now these cleats were seeded to JSN and some other big name Nike guys, and then the pairs did officially release to the public on Thanksgiving in extremely limited numbers for $230. As you guys know, I tried to get my hands on them and failed. They sold out in like 30 seconds. It was insane. But the cleats themselves are actually pretty cool. Kobe's look so good as a football cleat. I'm glad Nike finally dropped an official pair after customizers have been recreating them for years. It seems that every time you turn on the NFL, you see a couple pairs on the field every single game, regardless of the team colors. They are such an iconic shoe and they look just as good as a football cleat. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, these sold out, so if you guys want to get some, you're gonna have to pay the resale tax over on GOAT, StockX, eBay, or any of those cleat sellers. There you guys have it. There's Jaxon Smith Njigba's game day gear, head to toe, lots of cool stuff in there. 7 different pairs of cleats. I honestly had no idea he had such cleat heat on feet, but hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like the video, comment who you guys want to see us do next, and make sure you guys subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.